Hi everybody, it's John back again with another final reveal video. Today I'm extremely proud to present this absolutely beautiful Airfix 48 scale Bolt & Pull Defiant Mark 1 day fighter. This kit was quite a while in the making and it isn't without its issues, but the issues are very easily overcome, and if I'd have known about the main issue that I was going to have with this kit, I probably would have dealt with it before I put the fuselage halves together. The kit itself is extremely well detailed, very accurate. The kit does have a moving propeller, although it is a bit on the tight side, but it does move. There we go. It's supposed to have a moving gun turret and elevating machine guns, but unfortunately this is the issue I found with the kit. I don't know how I've managed to do it, but I've managed to get a decent gloss finish on this kit before the transfers went on, and a decent matte finish to seal everything up. The underside of the aircraft is quite nice as well. As you can see, there's lots of little petrol tank bits and pieces going on in there. The kit itself is absolutely beautiful and I can't fault it, but the two issues I have with it, the first one is that the propeller is a little bit tight, and this can probably be sorted if you build the propeller and paint it in a different way to which I did. I built the propeller and the propeller assembly parts prior to assembling them as a sub-assembly, and unfortunately the paint decided to make the propeller extremely stiff, and I had to free it up quite a bit here and there. The other issue I have with it is that the turret itself is so bloody tight that it almost certainly won't rotate unless you open up by sanding out or reaming out the aperture for the gun turret in the decking. Now, if you look at the build progress video that I'm going to put up with this as well, there's a part in the interior of the aircraft's fuselage where the gun turret sits into. It's called the mount decking, and this is put into the kit initially as an individual part, and then you cut the sections out completely, rendering the part inside with the aperture in the correct position. The thing is, you can actually cut these two parts into two separate parts straight away, because the front part, this is the part that the turret sits in at the front here, actually pushes into two locating lugs in the back of the cockpit, and the front part does exactly the same here at the back. There are two locating lugs at the back of here before you put this decking section to the fuselage in place behind the gun turret. The thing is, with this part raised, unless you have the elevating guns, and the elevating guns are very, very difficult to get to work properly. Mine, I think one of the gun sections actually had got a little tiny bit of glue on it, and I just couldn't free it, and they're so delicate in there that I didn't want to mess around with it too much. But unless you can get these guns to elevate, this turret is never going to rotate at all, because it can't get the guns past this raised platform. But this raised platform on the rear of the fuselage here is actually it's in an optional position. You can have it lowered or raised. You can also have the turret built in three separate conditions. You can have the turret facing forwards with the guns lowered, turret facing backwards with the guns lowered or elevated, or you can have the turret facing either side, left, starboard or port side, with the back of the turret in the open position to reveal the interior of the gun mechanism. I'm hoping that I can get you to be able to see some of the detail inside this kit. I'm hoping I can, but I'm not 100% certain you will. If you actually have a look at the gun turret itself, the gun turret is, can I get it to, yeah, you can't really see an awful lot of the gun's mechanism inside there, which is a shame, because it's very, very detailed inside. And unfortunately, you know, I can't get it. Well, you can see a little bit in there. The actual cockpit assembly itself, you've got a decal for the instrument panel. I didn't use the decal in this case. I actually painted the instrument panel myself, and it came out a lot better than I was expecting it to. The interior is really, really nicely detailed as well, and you'll see an awful lot more of that on the build progress video. The underside of the aircraft, there are two variants of this. There's the Day Fighter used during the Battle of Britain, and the Day Fighter doesn't have underside roundels. It's just duckhead green underneath. But this one was an Army Corporation aircraft. I can't remember where it was based, but I'll put that in the video for the build progress video when you see it later. But this aircraft was used during the end of the Battle of Britain as an Army Corporation aircraft. But I'll be honest with you, there weren't many Defiants that went into frontline service that survived the Battle of Britain or the Battle of France. They were a hopelessly outdated. It wasn't the aircraft that was useless, it was the doctrine at which they were employed, and the idea that you could actually use a turret to attack fighters was ridiculous. They would have been better used against bombers in bomber streams, which of course they were later better used as a night fighter Mark 1s during the Blitz. But even then, so with the absence of decent radar and locating devices, these aircraft seldom shot down anything when they were on sorties. The actual conclusions of the build, I found this kit beautiful to build. I really thoroughly enjoyed building this kit. It went together extremely tightly and neatly. Believe it or not, there is only one section of this kit that I needed filler for, and that is the section of the wing root. Can you see it there? There's a section of the wing root behind the radiator, which needed a little tiny little bit of filler, but it wasn't a lot. There's a section of the plastic here that goes, and you can see it. It's actually a plate built into the back of the wing root, and that actually had a slight gap at the back of it, which I needed to fill, and then reopen and scribe it so that you had the effect there that what I wanted. But the actual airframe itself is beautiful. It goes together like a dream. There's very little filler required in this kit when you put it together, and the model itself builds extremely detailed and very, very nicely, snugly fitting parts to produce an exquisite finish. Very, very pleased with this. I would thoroughly recommend this kit and its night fighter option in boxing as well. It uses the same molds. The kit is beautiful to build. It comes up with a very nice finished, quite accurate and reasonable representation of a Defiant. And as I said before, I was really pleased with the outcome of this kit. Don't forget to check out my build progress video. You'll see some photographs of this kit and some of the photographs of the interior before the kit actually went together. So yeah, thoroughly recommend this. If you fancy a 48 scale Defiant, either a night fighter or a day fighter variant, get yourself in the shops and have a bash at one of these. It's really, really well worth it and a very, very enjoyable build. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been of some use, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.